if anyone asked you, you'd give your health an F grade. More often than not, you feel fatigued, frazzled, frumpy, foggy, and you're freezing cold. These are all signs that your thyroid is on a go slow. The official name for this condition, hypothyroidism. And just like obesity and diabetes and asthma and allergies, it's on the rise. Why? Researchers from the University of Kent suspect it has something to do with the water we're drinking. If you're thinking, I knew it, pollution is killing us and the planet. No, that's not the problem with the water. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we explore the reason water could be responsible for your failing health. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. No, I agree with you. There are probably lots of unwanted chemicals that find their way into our water supply. Their presence is worrying, but these are not the chemicals being fingered by the Kent researchers. The chemicals they're implicating are actually wanted chemicals, ones that are deliberately added by health authorities to the water supply. They add chemicals to our water. Yep. In addition to adding chemicals such as chlorine to the water so that the bad bacteria don't grow and multiply, authorities around the globe add fluoride. The reason? Fluoride protects teeth from tooth decay. The Kent team confirmed that this fluoride can be problematic. They did this by taking advantage of the health surveillance system in the UK, which requires British physicians to report on their patients' health. The team specifically tracked hypothyroidism cases reported from 7,935 general practices in England from April 2012 to March 2013. Armed with this data, they looked at the relationship between hypothyroidism and levels of fluoride in the water. To do this, they used reports produced by the Drinking Water Inspectorate, a task force which inspects the quality of the water flowing out of the taps of British homes and provides updates based on individual postcodes. The team used the 2012 data and crunched the hypothyroidism numbers, looking for patterns. After accounting for differences in age and gender of the residents of a neighborhood, they found that neighborhoods with lots of fluoride ended up with more underactive thyroids than expected, specifically 30% more. The hypothyroidism trouble showed a dose-response curve. That is, as the levels of fluoride increased, so did the odds of a person living in that neighborhood having a diagnosis of hypothyroidism. Now, anytime researchers see dose-response effects, it suggests the effect is real, rather than something that is just happening by chance. So, what about the teeth? This study didn't make any attempt to look at whether the neighborhoods with more fluoride had significantly better teeth, but odds are they didn't. Fluoride definitely does help teeth stand up to the wear and tear better. But the helpfulness of fluoride requires the fluoride molecules to come face to face with the tooth surface. Since when you drink water, you don't leave it hanging around in your mouth for extended periods of time. Very little of the extra fluoride goes to making teeth super strong. Most of it is peed out or circulates around the body where it can get up to mischief. And based on this study, it does. Iodine looks a lot like fluoride. Both of them are classified as halogens. The thyroid can be duped by this similarity. Now, the big job of the thyroid is to create thyroid hormones. And it turns out thyroid hormones are made up of a protein component loaded up with iodine molecules. In the case of triiodothyroxine or T3, there are 3 iodines attached to the protein, while in the case of thyroxine or T4, there are 4 iodines. The chemical similarity causes confusion at the tradesman's entrance. A special iodine transporter is tasked with bringing all the iodine in, but it ends up transporting fluoride into the thyroid gland, and fluoride accumulates. Unfortunately, once the fluoride gets inside of the gland, it becomes rather obvious that it's not really a smaller version of iodine. It is useless. The fluoride cannot be used to make thyroid hormones, and thanks to the accidental accumulation of fluoride, iodine is effectively in short supply. The transporter must work even harder to bring in more iodine, hopefully. If there's lots of fluoride circulating and not so much iodine circulating, the problem persists. Thyroid hormone production is compromised, and the body is on a go slow. Since the thyroid hormones are the cell's coaches, they motivate the cells to get up and go, and the first sign of trouble is, well, your get up and go has got up and left. This eventually ends up with a diagnosis of hypothyroidism. Oh dear. It really seems rather ironic, but the healthiest drink in the world, water, could be contributing to your listlessness? Well, advising you to drink something else is not going to create better body chemistry. Neither juice nor fizzy cold drinks are helpful options. So, what can you do to minimize your exposure? Move. The practice of adding extra fluoride to the water is not universal. Some neighborhoods do, and some don't. Find out what's happening in your neck of the woods. If you have fluoride in the water, install some kind of filtering system on the water entering your kitchen. You can buy systems that extract fluoride from water. They're often quite pricey and vary in their effectiveness, but this is an option. Or you can make sure you're getting adequate levels of iodine. You don't need lots of iodine, but you do need a little, and iodine is one of those chemicals lots of us are short of. The best sources of iodine are fish and sea vegetables, since there's plenty of iodine in the sea. Now you know why it is commonly in short supply. For many people, fish is not a favorite. Good news! If you don't like fish, or like me, you live miles from the sea, then most governments around the world have your back. Iodine is routinely added to table salt. Think iodized salt. So you can get extra iodine by liberally sprinkling salt on your food. Of course, too much salt, especially highly processed iodized salt, might not be good for you. Oh dear. Well, if eating fish and salty chips is not an option, you may want to supplement. But be careful. Just like too much fluoride is bad, too much iodine can also be problematic. It can fire up your thyroid to such an extent that it becomes giant-sized. You develop a goiter. To avoid this, you need to make sure you have enough selenium in your diet. Selenium helps ensure that the brand new thyroid hormone that is being made in your thyroid gland is in a form that your body can use. Aish, it's complicated. Need some help figuring everything out? Why not book a body audit? I can help you chase down your health gremlins so you optimize your health through better body chemistry. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or enroll in one of our courses. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who is always flat? Maybe the water is to blame. Share this video with them and help them get their mojo back. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference